It's December 19th and I'm starting this week off over here at Ensign Intermediate School, but not substituting, but rather volunteering. On Frontline there's absolutely nearly no sub jobs available, nothing that I could do. So I communicated with my former mentor teacher, talked to her on the phone, and asked if I could just come as a volunteer for the skills classes, and she checked in with the teachers and said, yeah, come on in. So I'm over here volunteering today, very excited about that. And the entire day went excellent today. I went in first period basic skills, helped students study for the math quiz today, all about systems of linear equations and what the solutions mean. So that's what the 8th graders are doing now. Second period was a little boring because that was 50 minutes where I just sat there and done literally nothing in another skills class, which is probably good that the other students are understanding what I could help them with. Third period I went into the science building and helped out another student in 7th grade math, and I ran into one of my classmates at Vanguard, and she's finishing up this upcoming Thursday or Friday. And then in 4th period I went into this classroom, and it was literally a ghost town. There was only 3 students who didn't need any math help. So the teacher suggested I go to this math teacher. I did, and I went in, and yes, people said that they missed me, and apparently they were taking a test. So I just went upstairs to the lounge and just hung out there for a while. I ran into the history teacher and his student teacher, who's also one of my classmates, or was one of my classmates. He's finishing up this Thursday over there, so how exciting. And a couple of the other teachers were highly appreciative. I did run into the mentor teacher, and she said, how about I check in with all the teachers? That way I don't have to always communicate with her if I should come or not, just see if they're okay with it. And I did so, and all the teachers are definitely okay for me coming at any time. They said open door, I could come in at any time, first period, third period, 7th period. I mean, it's just wonderful. So if I don't have any place to sub at, I just go over to Ensign and just help out. So in 7th period I went inside one of the skills classes, and when she saw me, it was almost like first period. The teacher was very amazed that she saw me. She's like, you're here, you're back. And I said, well, after substituting 9 days in a row at elementary schools, I died and I came back as a ghost. So here I am again. And then just, humor. So I got to help out, and also 8th period I got to help out in math. And then on the way home I heard a horn honk behind me, and it was actually one of the teachers I subbed for in the district, and she offered a ride, so she gave me a ride home. So I'm very appreciative of that. So today was phenomenal, and I feel like a lot was accomplished today helping others, and I got an additional boost of reassurance that I definitely do have an open door over there, that if I cannot find a sub job I could just go over there and volunteer. So this was a great first day of the week out of 5 days, and Friday's that big day, and it's going to be 2 weeks until I get to go back. So I'm trying to make the most of this day, and of course I live all year for the first 25 days of December. And I do need to append one more thing as requested by one of the students. Of course, I told him I can't mention any names, but let's just say that there's a 14-year-old somewhere at Ensign Intermediate School who outsmarted me. He's in one of the basic skills class, and again they're doing systems of linear equations and finding the solutions, and he only had lined piece of paper, not graph paper, and needing an XY coordinate plane on a blank sheet of paper, lined piece of paper, isn't really impossible, but it's kind of difficult because you gotta be very precise. So if you don't have graph paper, you have to make do. So I look over at the counter to see if they're saying graph paper, but no, it was regular line paper. And so that's when he had the idea: take 2 line pieces of paper, turn them perpendicular to one another, and then tape them, and then you have a perfect graph paper. If you press the top paper over the bottom paper, it's basically like a graph. And since the rule of the paper are the same, you have perfect squares. And I'm like, okay, if ever anybody needs graph paper, makeshift graph paper, and you want to be precise, then go ahead and use that idea. Outsmarted by a 14-year-old, probably not the last time, and that's perfectly okay. Learn new things every day, as I told him. Good morning, it's December 20th, 2022. I'm back over here at Ensign Intermediate School. There's literally no sub jobs available once again, so I'm back here volunteering, and I'm excited to continue helping students in math. Well, I had quite an extraordinary day today. So first, I went to first period, and the students didn't need any math help because they had the quiz yesterday, which I helped them on. And so I just went to the library. It's no nowhere else to be. So I just went to the library to ask if there's still after-school tutoring. There was, but I got asked if I could help with the putting the books on the shelves under the Dewey Decimal System, and I said sure. So from first period to fourth period, not only did I organize hundreds and hundreds of books and put them in their proper order on the shelves, but I also got to check out books to students in second and fourth period, so that was very fun. And again, while I was at it, I did learn a little bit of the Dewey Decimal System. Let's see if I remember. I think 973 is American history and 921 is biography. And then fifth period, eighth grade lunch, seventh period SSR, I went to one of the classes and I helped out a student in math, in seventh grade math. So the seventh graders are doing like percentages, percent increase, percent decrease, and all that wild fun stuff. So I was helping out in that for the end of lunch, and then in seventh period I went back to that teacher and I helped out a student whom I was helping out yesterday, when all of a sudden there was a phone call, and when the teacher hung up, she said, "Mr. Kenslow, I'm sorry to interrupt you and the other student, but we got a call from the office upstairs asking you to help the student in math." So I was called out of helping a student to go upstairs, and I just finished helping the student with the problem. He's doing like systems of equations and graphing and such. So I went upstairs and I helped two seventh graders out on their test. Of course, it was just a test, so I couldn't fully help apparently. And one of the students in the upstairs office said that he recognized me from Ray Elementary, and I'm like, well, didn't I sub for a fifth grade teacher? And he said yes, but he just remembers seeing me around lunch. And then I just got out of tutoring in the library just now for an hour, and I was helping out a couple of students in seventh grade and eighth grade math, so more percentages and systems of linear equations and their solutions. So it was fun. The first half was all about books and the latter half was all about math. So I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings wherever in the district, either subbing or volunteering, wherever I'm at. I cannot wait. A lot of the students and the teachers so appreciated me being there, and that's what brings me joy, is because I was able to be of service. And in today's case and yesterday it was volunteer, and I have no idea what the rest of the week will bring, but I'll find out soon. December 21st, 2022, and as you may have guessed it, I'm back here at Ensign volunteering. There's absolutely no sub jobs anywhere in the entire district. I kept on refreshing 100 times over on Frontline. Absolutely no sub jobs whatsoever, so at least I get to come here and volunteer, so I'm excited to see what today will bring. Will I go back to the library, go back to tutoring math, or both? Every day's an adventure, so I'm going in. And today was another tremendous, extraordinary mathematical day. I started out in first period helping out a few students in math, or a couple of them, and then in second period I was trying to find a place where I could help out in math, so I went to this math teacher whom I observed, and I helped out her class before, so I helped her do quiz corrections with the students in second period because they just had a quiz and it's all about solutions and systems of solutions and all that. And then I helped her out in third period as well as fourth period. In seventh period I went to another room, because if I'm volunteering here to help in math, then I go to this room in seventh period because there's a student there who needs math help. And then in eighth period I went back to the classroom that was doing quiz corrections. Again, teachers are appreciative. All the students are very happy to see me. They always say hi and give me a high five or say hello. And a couple of them ask me, so when am I subbing for this teacher again? So that's very reassuring that I've been doing a decent job subbing, and that's my joy and that's my heart, trying to do what's best. Now, same exact thing for tomorrow. I have no idea where I would be, if I'm going to be subbing or if I'm going to be volunteering, but I'll find out tomorrow. It's December 22nd, 2022, and finally there is something available this Thursday. It is at Whittier Elementary, and when I accepted it on Frontline yesterday, I noticed it was a half day, and I'm like, well, after a whole week of not being able to sub, I'm like, I'm not taking any chances, so I went ahead and accepted this. But it is half day, so it's only going to be to 12 o'clock, so I'm going to be substituting 6th grade here. However, something else happened right afterward, and I can't wait to tell you that around noon. But first, heading in for 6th grade. Well, here inside room 41, last time I was here I was in room 42, across the way over there, and I came in, I saw the principal, and he's like, Matthew is very happy to see me, and he said, you have a very unique day. I'm like, yeah, I know, the details of which are coming later. And that went very well. It's now noon and I'm done subbing for the 6th grade class, and now I'm going to stay here for a couple more hours because I'm actually subbing an additional half day for 3rd grade. So I'm subbing 2 half days on the same day at the same school, and after I accepted the first job I refreshed it and this appeared, so I accepted this job too. So that's why when I came in, the principal said something like, you have a very interesting schedule today. So far so good, and the 6th graders were very nice. They're very impeccable mostly, and they all like the magic tricks and the juggling. And I'm over here in room 28, and yes, I'm wearing the Santa hat that a lot of students like. And I just got done with today. 3rd grade was excellent. In fact, both the 3rd and the 6th grade classes that I subbed for today are dual immersion, so it was both English and Spanish, so the students were learning Spanish when I was coming in here. In fact, when I entered the 3rd grade class, a lot of people knew about me. Some heard that I was a YouTuber, and others heard that I was a magician and wanted to see the magic tricks. When I did get in here after lunch, it was kind of more of a free day, so they were doing Spanish, and then afterward, I'm like, okay, I have some time, so I did some card tricks, a rope trick, coin tricks and such, and then I did some juggling, and all the students really liked that. And then we went over to the NPR for their Christmas choir, which was very melodious. I believe it was the 3rd and 4th graders, and they all sang good. They sang 3 songs, and it was just like a prestigious choir, so I really enjoyed it. And then we came back here for a little bit, and then we walked over to the jungle gym for their free play. So at the start of the day, I ran into one of the teachers whom I met the first time I subbed here, and she was next door to the room that I was subbing in the morning, and she's like, okay, the 6th graders, these are the older students, so if they give you any trouble, send them over to my room, and also tell them that their teacher's coming at noon so that they'll get a report on how they behaved. So I was already starting to get red flags right there. I'm like, okay, here we go again. But when we all came in, again, they were very nice and very respectful. And throughout the day, like the students in the 6th grade class, as well as students that I subbed in the past, they all came to me just saying that I was a good sub, which is reassuring to me. And a few of them wish that I will be their future teacher, like over at Ensign Intermediate School, teaching them math and everything. So, and also something I forgot to say in last week's update is that when I was at Whittier a week ago tomorrow, one of the students taught me how to make like a paper boat, and mine is on top and his is on the bottom, and they're like 2 different ways of making a boat similar. And so when I was leaving, I walked by the assistant principal's office, and she had one because that student showed her how to make one. So I thought that was very neat. I'd done some calculating and determined that this is the 5th class that I subbed for and the 4th time that I've been here. And all 4 times was this academic year. So again, it's always a joy to be here, and I guess up until tomorrow, I have no idea what tomorrow will bring. I know it would have to be primary education like elementary school, and if I don't have a place to sub, then I might as well say my conclusion now is thank you for following me on this journey. I hope that everyone has an enjoyable Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And throughout today, everyone, and throughout today, a lot of students were happy to see me back, and other teachers. Where am I going? I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just walking aimlessly with the camera pointed at my face. Oh. And then on the way home, I heard a knock. What am I saying? So I went over to see if there's graph paper over here. I knew I should have turned back there.